Just goes off the ledge, pollutes that water, kills the shark in there.
I know, there's a shark somewhere in the water, isn't there? No, yeah, there's a shark in the water. Okay, so the mutas are continuing to fly out. Moving back. Now look, TLO's in a bad position. This is why, just like in StarCraft 1, if Terran does a big 2-base push and destroys it, it is almost impossible to recover from.
Quite true. You know, the supplies are still pretty close, but Vibe has that additional base down at 6 o'clock. He's taking his gold. He's getting his infestation pit. And, you know, he's got Banelings, mutas. The mutas are going to keep TLO in his base for a while. And that's just going to allow for Vibe to actually build a true lead economically. And, yeah, that's about it, Tasteless. That's like we saw last game, but this game with Infestors.
All right, so right now TLO just stimming this Marine to Scout, and this is actually something everybody should start doing more often. I think we only see it really at the highest level, but it's so cheap to just stim one Marine and have him run as far as he can to try to see what the you know, architecture of the map, rather than architecture, the layout of your opponent's defenses, and you know, where's army's position. It's much cheaper than using a mule.
You know, it really reminds me, actually, Tasteless, of Warcraft 3 and when they would make a peasant into a militia and just send it around the map.
Yeah, it's very similar.
You almost said exact same
thing. I was almost exact same thing. All right, the mutas continuing to dart around. You see, the only real location that TLO can take is this spot over here. He can try to take the gold, but it's going to be pretty tough, especially with the mutas hitting it from behind. This area, mutas really can't utilize this back area because it's not, it doesn't go back deep enough to make it punishable.
Quite true. 4 Infestors on the way, along with Pathogen Glands. Pathogen Glands going to finish right before the Infestors. Beautiful by Vibe.
Vibe's also doing a good job of just pushing the creep out on the map.
Also taking this gold base, sending his drones over immediately. Oh, Tasteless. The Infestors finished like 1/2 of a second before. They only have 50 energy as they pop out, so just a tiny, tiny misclick. Just a little bit overzealous on getting those Infestors.
Yeah, just a little bit. As you can see, the Thor's being repaired. I'm sorry, I thought he was actually going to repair down here. This is a bit of a risky move, everybody. TLO's saying, all right, I need to take this gold base here, or I'm going to lose. I'm not confident, especially with Vibe now owning the gold base as well.
You know, he is both figuratively and literally going for the gold bases.
Yeah, man, he's going for the gold, man. Taking out these destructible rocks. Now we see a scan over here. TLO knows the threat of all these units rushing forward. Running him over is bad. He needs to clean up the creep so that way, you know, the attack isn't as effective as they, you know, just barrel in. Now he should make this into a planetary. Some players do take risks every once in a while and try to make that, you know, into an orbital because they really want the mules. Muta's over here making TLO's life just that much more difficult as he stims a few of those and runs back.
You know, right now a hive is being made, Tasteless. Neural Parasite upgraded, a bunch of Banelings as well. This is a sick amount of tech from Vibe.
Nice fungal there. Another fungal as well. I do like this little task force here. He's cleaned up the creep. As you guys can see, no creep tumors. This will soon dissipate.
Yes, it will, Tasteless. And Vibe trying to max out here, but TLO keeping up on supply.
Yeah, this is pretty impressive.
Yeah, it is still 4 base against 3, and the tech of Vibe is just a little bit better. He's making an Ultralisk Cavern. He's getting a ton of upgrades, making a bajillion Zerglings and a Nidus network.
I like it. Give me a shot of where the Nidus is so I can show everybody.
It's right there.
Right here. So this could change everything as the Terran's starting to push.
But he is pushing right now.
Here we go.
So Vibe has to deal with this. He has a lot of Infestors. He is making a Nidus Worm in TLO's top right of his base.
Here we go. Nidus Worm coming in over here.
But he's going against
moving
TLO
in.
now. And
Neural
grabs the
Parasite
Thor. Very nice job there by Vibe. And just rolling through this army. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And TLO just nothing left there.
Nothing left at all.
At the same time, Tasteless, we do have in the main base of TLO, Zerglings just coming right out of there, going after these Marines.
You know, Vibe's playing so well. Now this is a planetary, but you know, with the income that you know right now Vibe has, he could just turn this into or make a bunch of Banelings and just destroy all this.
Certainly he could. He may, in fact, do that, Tasteless. The Muta's still being quite active on the map, taking out that extra siege tank. TLO's army is in shambles, and Vibe, with all these bases, taking yet another one in the bottom right.
Beautiful.
Making 6 Ultras right now.
Well, the Ultralisks are going to be, I think, the final blow here. It looks like, okay, here's what TLO's doing. He wants to turtle up with a bunch of planetaries. He knows the only way to win this is to wear his opponent out. And look at this. This is very sneaky.
Yeah, that is quite cool. And at the same time, Tasteless in the main base, he's sending in a lot more Zerglings. TLO never cleaned up that Nidus. And these Zerglings just going to go to work on anything they possibly can. Vibe is just going to start attacking from all over the place because it's, I mean, how are you going to stop it, TLO?
You know, basically Vibe identified these command centers over here they're going to be turned into planetaries. He says, all right, I don't want to deal with that location on the map.
Retreats Zerglings through a Nidus. You don't see that every day.
No, you don't.
Vibe is a Zerg that loves each and every of his units.
So he's going to spill in over here. This location, I don't think TLO is expecting at all to come through here with. We got an Ultra Scout here.
Wrong stop.
Wrong stop. Get back on the bus. So, look, right now, Vibe essentially controls half the map. TLO has isolated himself in this tiny little region.
Oh my god, 7 more Ultras on the way, as well as a Greater Spire. Totally sick.
Very nice, just keeping TLO on his feet here. He's moving in, though. These are not planetaries yet.
Yeah, looks like he wants to make them, and look at that. Oh, a Nidus Worm going up. Wants to kill off this...
He's just going to target it down? I don't know if this is a good idea.
Yeah, no, this turns out it's not a good idea.
Sending his Ultralisks in, but what about over here? The Marines and Marauders shooting down all the possible upgrades you could have with the Evolution Chambers, but it looks like the Marines and Siege Tanks and Marauders will be moving in here. He wants to deny this Nidus Worm the ability to hatch open, and he does not. I can't believe it.
The Ultra's walking down now, but these Marines being microback very well at the same time, trying to save his main. He's already lost his Evolution Chambers and his Greater Spire, unfortunately. That's something he could definitely have used in this situation, and it looks like the Ultras over near TLO are going to be cleaned up.
Looks like TLO's barely still, well, I just said barely still alive, but then I saw that. Okay, GG. Great game.
Wow. And TLO makes an early exit from the tournament for him.
Yeah, TLO played very well. Well, guys, that was a real treat for you. Do we have an interview with TLO set up, or are we going to close it out here? All right, we're gonna close it out, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a real treat. I'm Tasteless, with me as Artosis. And for today, this has been the MLG. I'll see you guys tomorrow.